Country superstar Shania Twain lived every woman's nightmare when her husband cheated with her best friend. They were the two people she trusted most in the world, and they were running around behind her back. Shania's friend Marianne lied right to her face when Shania confronted her about it. Shania then shocked the world when she married Fred, Marianne's ex-husband. The tabloids ate it up, claiming she was doing it for revenge. Was she really? This is the real life story behind the tabloids.
First I found out that my marriage was over. And then the next day I found out about the affair. My own friend, who I had confided in, had an affair with my husband.
When Shania first started having problems in her marriage, she did what anyone would do. She reached out to her best friend, Marianne.
And so I said, Marianne, don't you think that my husband is acting strange? And she said, no, I don't see anything strange. You know, I was putting a lot of pressure on communicating with my husband. And so I forced the issue. That conversation ended with, it's over between us.
But that was only the beginning. The day after Shania and Mutt broke up, Marianne's husband, Fred, made a shocking discovery.
I did discover the affair with my wife and Mutt in a quite concrete way.
Shania said he had the classic evidence, phone bills and the memory of a garter belt and lingerie he saw packed in her luggage. And to make things worse, the media jumped all over it.
New allegations of her husband's infidelity.
It was written about all over the tabloids, so it was like, that was humiliating.
Mutt lashed out at the media saying, it's absolutely not the reason for the separation. It's not true. Shania didn't want to believe it and kept her feelings inside. Then she finally confronted Marianne about what was going on.
Then she got very defensive and said, how could you think such a thing? That I would ever lie to you about anything? The whole innocent friend, even with a tear in her eye. Then that was it. I lost it.
But she didn't just lose her husband and best friend.
My co-writer of 14 years. I haven't written a song without this man in 14 years.
And worse than that, she had also lost her most precious gift.
I have lost my ability to express myself and my ability to sing. I've lost it. That the tension it just will not let the sound come out. I couldn't even sing to myself. I couldn't sing in the shower. What if I can never sing again?
What's happened is she's kept the emotions in there and everything in there for so many years. Now I think her voice just won't open up.
For so many years, what is she talking about?
Shania had been bottling up her emotions ever since a terrible night when she was only 4 years old.
The night your stepfather, whom you call your father, was beating your mother, and you walked in, and she was lying on the floor in front of the toilet.
That moment for me was the moment that I screamed and expressed every bit of suffering and pain and sadness and anger that I had. The last time almost I ever did it.
Shania had been burying her feelings for years, and she couldn't even let them out when at 22, both her parents were killed in a car crash.
When my parents died, I didn't allow myself to feel it. I had to really get rid of those feelings. I felt them, they came, but I had to hurry up and put them out.
You really were just trying to make enough money in the beginning to take care of your, brothers and sisters.
There was no will, and there was very little left for us to survive on.
So she was taking care of her siblings.
She actually started to support her siblings. She started singing at this resort in Canada.
Okay.
But after her siblings were grown up, she actually went out on her own and to make a name for herself, and that's when she kind of blows up as Shania Twain, the country singer that we all know, and that's also when she met Mutt.
The notoriously private rock producer won the heart of a country superstar through some dogged persistence.
Well, he called me up and said, look, there's a quality in your voice that I really like. He was just so wowed.
And then after just 6 months, they ended up getting married. And
that soon?
Yeah.
Wow.
They become this super pop country power couple. It seemed too good to be true, and it was. Mutt is so obsessed with privacy that he moved Shania to a small town in Switzerland, but it didn't stop there. Shania said, I respected Mutt's wishes to keep our lives very private, even during my pregnancy. I saw my family very rarely during that time.
He put her in that situation, and she didn't help herself by allowing it to happen.
Yeah. With all that, there were actually other warning signs.
Like what?
So Mutt was actually married before he met Shania. And he actually also cheated on that wife as well. He had a 5-year affair with another woman.
The fact that he was able to maintain that for 5 years before Shania, there's like a default with him. Like, he has an issue.
So yeah, clearly there was this pattern with Mutt. But as Shania was trying to cope with the pain of her divorce, she turned to the only person who could truly understand what she was going through.
The person to comfort me was Fred, because he's been through the exact same thing. Fred's helped me evolve and gain perspective over my separation and the end of my marriage.
As they grew closer, the media swooped in, claiming that Shania got with Fred as revenge against Marianne, but that could not be further from the truth.
First love, forget that altogether. I was finished with love, but certainly not love with Fred. And you have to understand, we're both, thrown off the same cliff together. We just sort of grabbed each other midair and it broke the fall on the other side.
She's really a true angel, that's what I think.
That's weird. But she got someone who understood her pain, which I think is the biggest thing.
Yeah. She may have found new love, but there was still something Shania was searching for.
And maybe I'm like just choked or something today. I'm not really sure. My voice won't open up. Tell me how much you care. All through my life up until now, I've controlled how I've expressed my emotions. Not because I didn't feel them, I felt them very deeply, but I certainly suppressed how I expressed them.
And Fred finally told Shania what she needed to hear for a long time.
But why? Why do you have, to always be strong?
And for the first time since she was a kid, Shania decided to speak out and share her experience with the world.
Your husband's affair made you realize that you were, in many ways, stuck in your life.
It was a trigger crisis. It was a very positive thing in that sense. I needed the wake-up call.
And Shania finally found her voice again.
Much you care.
Shania Twain has released her first album in over 15 years.
I did it. I made this album and I'm just so grateful. I hope that other people relate to this. I hope that through finding my own voice that, it speaks for others as well.
It's very unlikely that what you're going through, nobody else has gone through. So you go and you talk to somebody and somebody's going to be able to relate to you.
It's so important to be able to talk about the hard things that happen in your life, because through sharing them with other people is how you learn to heal and move on from them.